Okay. Now, I'm gonna wait till Wayne get back before I officially open up the meeting. Y'all bear with, I'm slurping and drinking coffee at 7:30 in the evening. This is morning to me.
Knock yourself out, man. Knock yourself out.
I'll be up all night long. So this, this is evening to me, because about 9 or 10 o'clock I crash. All right. All right, Wayne is back. So this meeting is officially open. Greetings to everyone. And I know we do a lot of these podcasts, but I'm trying to keep this one to every 2 weeks, because it's now we at the stage. The stage is already set. But last week I explained to you all that editing, inserting, putting what they call lower thirds on podcasts, it's time consuming. And it was not, and I just reiterate, it's not fair to Wayne, brother Satawi Jahi, Rico, and Vernon. Because of my nature, I have that type of nature where I freely give stuff. And but that's the way I am. But that's even changed, because like I was just saying, I value my time, and I have to pay bills just like everybody else. But that does not take away from the commitment, because without you, there's no me when it comes to publishing, podcasting. I can do my individual thing, but collectively, that is where the true power is going to be. I mean, it's going to elevate all of us when you fully understand the plan that we're going to do with these podcasts. And before I get into the heart of the matter, I want to share, for those who with us right now, for those who are going to be requesting this recording, is this. We're at the stage now where we're ready to begin. Some people are more advanced than others in podcasting, but all of us are, from my perspective, all of us are ready. All of you are professional, and you all know your own subject matter. You all know where you want to go. We're here to assist you, to bring everything to the table. And no man is out. All of us have something to bring to the table. And again, the type of podcast we are planning on having is going to have all the bells and whistles attached to it. And not only the bells and whistles, but the marketing plan that goes with it, promotional plan that goes with it. Because everybody on here, the goal is so that no matter, even though the collaboration is supposed to do a great part in promoting and letting people know about your podcast, but everybody on there is going to have to play their part as well. And as I mentioned to you many times before, it's simple things that you can do to assure your own success. And I'm gonna reiterate this again. It's just a simple thing, like, and we're going to require to make sure that you have your list together. When I say your list, I'm talking about groups that you have joined, because some of us can use some of your groups and vice versa. And a simple thing like this, you can go on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and a lot more. All of them have these same systems where you can join these network groups on there for free. It don't cost nothing. But some groups has been around for a long time, and some of them are new, and some of them just have small groups of people in them, 100, 200 people in them. But then you had those super ones, 25,000, 50,000, some 100,000. And then it can be also what they call target market. Say for instance, like Dr. YT, she may be interested in things with writings and books and things like that. There's all types of writing clubs and book clubs, and they have quite a few members, because that's one of her interests. And if she joined these groups, and when you put it on Facebook, a writing club, you're gonna be surprised. There's gonna be 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 clubs out there that deal with just that subject matter. And if you join them, that means that you can post in them. And when you can post in there, that means you can put your entire podcast in there. Just the link to it. If they pick, there's no way of knowing who wants to actually read your podcast or look at your podcast, but it presents itself because it's a potential that they can read it and that they wear. It's good for PR work if nothing else. But most people will read it because that's their interest. And you consider when you join enough of these clubs and you total the memberships up of each club, you should be at least starting out and before next year, you should at least have close to 250,000, 250,000 members, combined members for your podcast. You alone should have that. And this is going to be part of the training that we're going to do. Because if you do that, and Mr. Thomas do that, and then so that means right there alone, that's 500,000 people, just y'all two alone. And then I'm gonna have my groups. Rico gonna have his groups. Wayne have his groups. All the other members have their groups. Now that's where the real power comes in at. And that's why this collaboration it's unique. And I'm not aware of any other ones out there. I know they have groups where just like, because YouTube, that's all YouTube is a group of podcasts and videos and things like that, but they don't work with one another. They don't share each other information or nothing. All this stuff is independent. That's pretty much even our brother Vernon and these other TV stations, they have a collaboration, but they all independent. They don't actually mesh people to get, stuff together. We're the only one I'm aware of with that concept. And if Dr. Watis and Michael Thomas is doing it, and that's 500,000, and you can almost best to get it's going to be 5 or 6 more million added to their promotion. And every time Michael Thomas stuff go out there, sometimes Dr. Watis is going to be one of those commercials. And the way commercials will work when I'm talking about promoting one another is this: you cannot have, because right now, we got about 16 people that actually wants to do podcasts in their own way, their own personal podcast. And they all are aware of the fact that this is a collaboration. So nowhere in the world that I can put no 16 people commercials on Michael's podcast. That's overkill. But we would take about 4 or 5, like a round robin. We would have a schedule. Like your first podcast, you may have 4 or 5 other members on there with 15 seconds, 20 seconds, or 30 seconds, no more than 30 sometimes. And that won't take but a minute, 2 minutes of your podcast. And then you have your own commercial, and then the sponsors commercial be on your thing too, out of an hour. That's probably, but and that's way below standard when you talk about just a regular TV show. When you talk about how many commercials are being played when those shows are broadcast, check them out next time. You sit there and watching television. How many in an hour's time? How many commercial shows up? But in any case, the value of this is if all of us do our parts. Even if you don't do your part, but if everybody put in, this is about all us lifting us up. But it's almost a powerful thing. So when the time comes, and that should be no later than the middle of next year, that we will be, and this is not far-fetched, ladies and gentlemen, we will be one of the most powerful media sources out there in the Black community I'm talking about. It won't be too many Black media that can reach 1 million, 5, 10 million people. And collectively, we can do that easily. So therefore, what that makes us is the number one source if you want to reach the Black community or your community, because everybody's not just dealing with Black. Everybody got podcasts deal with everybody, but still it reaches massive amount of people. So a Coca-Cola, Pepsi, any major corporation will pay daily to us. They will pay daily to us because we reaching that massive amount of people. And so when they pay us, they come in there and say, well, I want to reach certain segments or certain things like that. And they say, just say, for instance, they gave us conservatively, say $20,000 to run a 30-second commercial on a certain amount of shows. So when they do that, we will kind of figure it out. We work with them, and then we would divvy it out to, if you want to show that commercial ran on your show, say it might be $200, $300, $500 just to run the ad on your show. And so that's how you make money. And suppose we had 2 sponsors, 3 sponsors, 4 sponsors. Suppose we had some black banks, or it's a lot of stuff out there. And I'm being honest. This is my crowning glory. All these years I've been working, I'm gonna share this with you because you're part of this. When I got into media, it was to reach mass amount of people. And one of the reasons why we're doing that, because we are creating an army, a powerful media army. We would be like Minutemen. If something urgent came up, we would be the ones that can reach more Black people than just about anybody. We can all put it that following week or whatever your next podcast come on, urgent, something is going on, something like that, and we will have that type of power. But at the same time, anybody who really wants to promote their products, goods, or services, and you have that amount of people listening to your shows, do you know how much your show will be worth, the advertisement on your show will be worth to people? A 30-second commercial may be worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 for that slot, for that show, maybe a couple of shows or something. Not only you be getting money from the back end, but you be getting money from your particular show alone. That is part of the strategy. And the other thing is too, when I keep saying the word army, because that's just what it is in a sense. We are media army where your information will be so powerful. Some of you, when I say strategy, remember I said earlier, so those of you who remember I said you don't chase people. But see, with a podcast, the idea is they come to you. People will be honored to be on your show. One thing about human nature, they want to be seen and they want to be heard. They want to be recognized. And that's a natural thing with all humans, and so people, I don't care what position in life they are, they the CEO, whatever they doing, if you invite them on your show and you got a popular show, they will be honored and privileged to be on your show. But we will have a format for them before they come on your show. Would you like to have a commercial, such and such? This, we can make a spot for you for the following show, because everything is pre-recorded. That means if they say they want to promote whatever they're doing, they can talk about it, but they don't have promotion on your show, an ad or something like that. So if they want that thing on there, then we would have a price list for a 30-second, 15-second, 60-second advertisement. And most of that money, because we'd want producing the commercial, but I know over half of that money will go to you, go in your pocket that's the front end. And then the other end, like I said, collectively, when those companies that may want to advertise and knowing the advertisement business, if we are reaching 1 million, 2 million people, just about any corporation is going to start approaching us. And yes, we will be selective on some, and then some of it we're going to have to powwow on, because some of y'all may want the ads on your shows and stuff like this. And so I would have, we would call you up and say, well, such and such, this, that, would you be willing? And then when we go back to the client, say we got this show, we got 7 shows that willing to run, and they average about this many listeners. And then just that the other people don't have to participate in it. But that's some choices that we have to make. I can't make those choices for you, but I have to bring them to you, because you are the captain of your own ship. These are your shows. But like I say, collectively, it's a powerful entity. So all the way around, I'm just talking about money this evening. But you also know your purposes. You're going to help people when you're talking this. But you can like I say, anybody that you interested in, say for instance, Dr. I'm gonna pick on Dr. Watis right tonight, because she talking about doing some things with writings, teaching writings, educating people. And says one of those top authors out there, that top selling books and stuff like that, and she has some contact with that person, invite them on the show to talk about their projects or their books or whatever they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna set up a schedule to be on your show. Not only will that build up your own personal network, not only will it help build your listenership because you got some type of celebrity on your show, but another thing is too, not only could the person afford to advertise with you because they, like I said, they that successful, but remember that old saying, how much you know is who you know. And if they like what you're doing, do you know they will share you with their network? And who knows what that leads? Some of you might end up with a physical, really TV show. I mean, sure, it happens that way sometimes. A lot of you will be introduced to people. I mean, you may be traveling all over on speaking engagements. That's why I told you in the beginning, be careful what you're about to get into. Because what we're about to do is going to be, it's a powerful tool, but it's going to make some serious money, serious money. I told you it's time to get paid. I paid my dues all my life, and so have you all. And I don't think none of you would turn some money down, especially, doing something good, earning some money for, doing good. I mean, we can do wonderful things. We know a lot of organizations, our own family members who could need some help. If you okay, that don't mean they okay. All y'all got grandchildren and stuff, college funds, all of this stuff, man. We laying a serious foundation. And so with that being said, but me and Wayne wanted to share something with you before we get into the thing we came up with, how we going to run this network. And so with that being said, bear with me. I hope y'all can see this. I hope everybody can. If not, you just have to listen to it. But this is, I'm gonna share my screen where I'm gonna show you. Let me see who's on here. Michael Thomas on here. I'm gonna show his and Wayne's. Okay, I'm gonna show that this is what we did with them, but this is not a full thing with Michael Thomas. It's just the coming soon thing. And then Wayne just did a public service. And now I just want to show the type of quality that we're going to be putting into things. And so, like I say, and then I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So let me see if I can do this real quick. Can y'all see the screen?
I can see it, David.
Okay. Well, this is our website, the Podcasting Network. I'm just going to run through it real quick. And these are some of the coming soon intros that we have already done. And this is a little information about the podcast. And that's Mr. Wayne Randall, who do, public service and nothing. I'm going to share that. That's yours truly. And these are some of the members that already agreed to do a podcast with us.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we are the production team, myself, Wayne Randall, Vernon Streeter, Rico Crowley, Mr. Satawi Jahi. Now, I'm going to take you first to Brother Thomas promo that we did. Let me see here. Here we go. 1,000 Great Minds.
Great Minds is seeking 1,000 black entrepreneurs to head up a newly developed nationwide residential and commercial real estate project affecting all 3,142 U.S. counties. Entrepreneurs are needed from all work and business professions from A to Z, bringing all skill sets, know-how, intellectual capital, and business acumen to the group. The venture has four major plans, namely the Economic Stabilization Plan, the Main Capital Reduction Plan, the Final Stages Wrap-Up Plan, and the Multi-Business Spinoffs Plan. Anyone having interest in considering the 1,000 Great Minds nationwide residential and commercial real estate joint venture, submit your resume to 1000greatminds@gmail.com. We will review your resume and get back with you.
Yeah, I like that, David. That's
That was nice.
Nice, very nice.
that's the
That's huge.
intro.
That's huge.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
Concept.
the intro for you, Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's huge. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Honestly.
been running around doing so much. I never really got a chance to see it. But thank you, David. I know you said you were going to run some stuff tonight.
Yeah,
We
but
talked last night.
yeah,
Yeah.
but see, this is only the
I like that.
beginning. This was really
Mhm.
just a small sample of what's about to
Mhm.
come. But can you imagine what it would be like when he have
Oh, yeah.
a guest on there? And then
Yeah, I
all the
mean,
little commercials going in between
Yeah,
at the
you-
beginning. This is
yeah.
the end, the beginning and the end kind of stuff, you know.
yeah,
But
you cut to it and then that's the outro. That'll be the intro and the outro. I get you.
yeah, and then as the person talking, whoever the guest is, we would splatter their name across what organization they in at the bottom of, you know, stuff. It's a lot of little bells
Title
and
it, yeah.
whistles
Oh,
that we
yeah,
gonna be
we'll
doing.
work it in.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
Wayne, this latest production right here.
Wayne Randall, finance editor with the National Black Unity News and host of the Finance Hour. Recently, Senate passed a sweeping $550 billion infrastructure bill that would make a huge investment in the nation's roads, public transportation, water, and broadband. The bill passed 69-30, with 19 Republicans joining all Democrats. The passage marks a victory for President Joe Biden, who made rebuilding the nation's infrastructure the centerpiece of his campaign, and who told American people he could usher in a new era of bipartisanship cooperation. Today, the Senate takes a decade overdue step to revitalize America's infrastructure and give all workers, our businesses, and our economy the tools to succeed in the 21st century. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, today is Infrastructure Day. We're actually going to see what we've been talking about, which is Senate on a bipartisan basis saying, you know, it's time we need to fix our roads, bridges, and we can do so in a responsible manner by not raising taxes on American people, but by making important investments in long-term capital assets that will last for years. This bipartisan package helps rebuild the middle class as it builds our infrastructure, creating good paying American jobs and turbocharging American competitiveness and growth. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Now that the bill has passed the Senate and is in the House, there's much opposition it faces from Republicans. Here's why. The Democrats' infrastructure funding includes finding ways to combat climate change and build a resilient structure using green initiatives. The second part of the proposal was to address economic inequalities, provide paid leave to workers, and support child care. The administration made America Tax Plan proposes to increase the corporate tax from 21% to 28% to pay for it all. Still, the divide between Republicans and the Democrats seem to be coming, and the passage of the bill seems near. Stay tuned. We know America needs it. Let us take this time to reflect on the lives that were lost in 9/11 and the sacrifices that were made as we strive to rebuild America to a fullest. I'm Wayne Randall, Finance Editor with the National Black Unity News and host of the Finance Hour. It's always my intent when I produce these public service announcements to uplift and edify and educate our community. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Denzel Washington. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. I'll see you at work.
All right. And see what Wayne did when he inserted those infrastructure structures and the ins and outs. See, that's the way we will edify your video as well. I'm gonna show you one more, and then we're gonna open this thing up. This was a little bit more complete than the other ones that we did, because Donald did this.
This is Donald L. Dowers Jr. I am a motivational guru, and we are preparing a brand new podcast that will be coming at you on a daily, and we will be bringing guests on to talk about positive aspects within the community, within the life, and how it can make life just a little better for people like you. Understand, we're still fighting our way through COVID, so that could be one of the contributors to, how can I say, one being on a down instead of one being on a up. So this is basically to invite you and keep an eye out for what's coming. Again, I am Donald L. Dowers Jr., and we will have the motivational hour just for you.
We will be back after these messages. Donald L. Dowridge Jr., motivational guru, facilitator, author, actor. In 1992 he started DLD, determined to learn and develop enterprises in Tampa, Florida. Donald had a vision of creating a motivational minority business that focused on motivating, educating on the subjects of life skills, winning attitude, being an overcomer and achiever at goal setting, and how to persevere to reach those milestones. Donald is the author of 14 top-selling books. He likewise has hosted top-rated radio broadcast entitled Motivational Moments, which turned out to be his 14th book. If you have not seen him in his 12th year of portraying the great abolitionist and freedom fighter, Frederick Douglass, currently is the designer of bloodwear t-shirts that has taken the market by storm. For more information on DLD Enterprises, visit our website and other social media. DLD Enterprises motto: hands that help are hands that care.
Yeah, I like that, David. I can see what you mean. That's more complete.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, let me,
It's like a whole production.
mhm. Let me turn this off.
I'm glad you put that whole segment in there. It was just, was enlightening, really. It was good, David. I know you spoke about it last night, but thanks for doing it.
Okay, yeah. Now, this is just, like I say, these were some samples of the type of stuff that we're going to do for you, for your podcast. Like I say, when we finish, it's going to be just like a TV show. The beginning, the ending, and everything in between, all the bells and whistles, the lower thirds. When I say lower, that's that writing and stuff that goes across the screen. If your guest is on there, you can have the telephone number, the website while they speaking and stuff, so we're going, and we will not put anything out without your your permission. And of course, we're going to have a little 30-second, 15-second things on there for the National Black Unity News, something on there for Wayne, for the staff members on your podcast. But you would have your own commercial. That's one of the package, part of the package that come with you when you come with us. You see, we didn't charge nobody anything for these intros. It took some time to put them together. But like I said, it's a labor of love, because I'm looking at this. I'm investing. We are, Wayne, and we already discussed it, Vern and Rico, we invested in you because we see an outcome on this. And the outcome is going to be income. And because like I say, when everybody get that 125,000 listening audience or potential listening audience, and when we combine those numbers, and we hit this thing hard, coming out the box running, because this is serious. Like I said, I don't have no time to waste, and all of my years of experiences going to be poured out into you. And this is my D-Day. I'm pulling out everything so that to assure that your podcast reaches full potential and beyond. The sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned. But the bottom line is this. In time, we all going to make a nice piece of money. If we stick with it, stick to it. You do you. That's the main thing we want you to do. Just do you. Mr. Thomas, you speak about those great 1,000 miles, how it can change us, change the country, change the world. Dr. Watish, you write about helping people write so we can have more people putting out information. And Brother Cliff, Brother Cliff had a little talk today too. If he decided to work with us, we will put all of this stuff in there. And Brother Cliff got so much, deep format about a lot of things. But again, we were saying earlier today, you can have the best of everything, but if nobody don't see it or know it or don't use it, what good is it? And I'm gonna share this now. I told you is this that the last 2 weeks ago, we talked about we had to everybody gonna have to put some skin into the game. It takes, as you see it, we're gonna put in some professional work, and it takes time. But right now, we're gonna invest our time. All we ask that you do, just help us out a little. Help yourself out. This is your podcast. And I don't think, and if you do, let me know if you can go somewhere and get all of these services, get a staff of people that's going to work for your podcast, help promote it, network, and do everything else, help bring money into it. And this is all we ask that you do with us right now. This is the beginning. I don't know what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now. It's going to be a $50 a month member fee, and that's to take care of all the time we're going to have to put in the stuff there. And it's going to be $25 per podcast. So if you only do one a month, that's all you pay. That 20 for just one time. But if you do 4, 10, it's up to you. It's up to you how much time you gonna put in there. But for 70, I'm just saying this, pretty much the money we charge wouldn't need, to be honest, wouldn't need to do the commercial will cost more than that. Be straight up about it. And I ain't talking, I don't know how Wayne value his time, but he's a very busy man, and I'm a very skillful man, you know, but at the same time, you will never pay what our true worth is. But this is an investment for all of us. You invested into yourself, you invested into our network, and in the results, like I say, going to be some serious income coming, because if each one of us, just a small group, we ain't hollering nobody on here tonight, but it's only about 8 of us on here. But do you know, but let me see, Dr. Watis and Michael Thomas and Brother Cliff, but your three podcasts alone, just the 3 of you, we will still be probably the most powerful media source out there. If everybody do their part, like I say, Wayne, because everybody said, we're going to go to school, some simple things. Like I say, just one of the simple facts is just like I say, when you join these groups and put your podcast in there, and it's no limitation, because you can join 1,000 groups. It's up to you how far you want to go. It's no limit. Like I say, the same thing on Facebook. You can join 100 groups over there, and then you can go right over to LinkedIn and do the exact same thing. Then you can go to Instagram. I mean, it's no limit. This is the first time in history that you can pretty much control your own destiny. You can make your own stuff go viral just by using some basic, simple tools. And not even on top of that, I was explaining to Brother Cliff earlier too, we're going to bring in these people who actually know how to do social networks. Because I'm old school, I don't know nothing about no TikTok and all these other stuff out there, you know. But I know they, but I know they exist, and I know and I know they hot, and I know and these youngsters, my grandchildren, when they come in, what you on? Oh, I'm on this, I'm on that. And so we're gonna tap into all of those sources. So we definitely gonna bring in some young folks who know how to take our podcast and put them on the formats as well. And just like Vernon got his own station, there's lots of other stations out there that we're gonna be on. So the sky's the limit, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Like I say, I'm at the crowning point in my life that all of these years of experience in marketing, I'm taking time now. I told Brother Cliff and I told Wayne yesterday that I'm not long, all this stuff I do with the National Black, all the little tedious stuff, I'm stopped doing that. The paper going to come out, the paper, we know me and Dr. White, me and her, we got that thing. Last 2 weeks, don't we, Doc?
We have it, we got it. Because
That's right, me and her put this thing together last minute. I mean, just like that, 2 weeks. That's it, we got it. But I'm just saying, it don't take, so I got 2.5 whole months. I don't have nothing else to do. I got a lot to do, but I'm saying, but this is what I want to do.
We get it.
I want to do.
trust me.
And I'm going to do. But I'm so excited because I was telling Cliff, I'm telling Wayne, I told Vernon, did you know I got over 45 programs, applications that I can do commercial with? Y'all just seem little teeny. Cliff said, I ain't even touched it to my arsenal yet. Some stuff I don't even know what's on it yet because I ain't even used it yet. But I got all kinds of stuff that I can use, and I'm willing to train. I told I'm gonna give some. I'm gonna get some of these apps to Wayne and Vernon, so they can help
Yeah.
create commercials as well. And so we create, like I say, we're gonna have an episode. Me, Wayne, and Vernon actually gonna be the ones who edit your podcast. Some of us may do yours, and we may round robin, and sometimes we collaborate with each other on them.
Yeah.
You know, but the bottom line, when you get them back, it's your final decision. I want this or I want that. Or maybe we might need to tweak this a little or something like that. You have the final say before you broadcast. And because we don't put nothing out there without your permission. And so again, you know, this is a golden opportunity for you. Let me just say this about you. Again, like I say, this is your podcast, your dream, your vision. And yes, I encourage some of you, but I seen something in you. I wouldn't even be fooling with it if I didn't see your potential. And because, like I say, this is my D-Day. Those you who don't know what D-Day was, back in World War II, that's when the offenses of the United States, they pulled out just about the Army, Air Force, and Marine and went full steam ahead, so to speak. And that's what I'm about to do, launching all my weapons of not destruction, but upliftment. But
mass creativity.
There you go, my man. See, that's why we compliment one another. And so, but like I say, I'm not talking about money, but you know, but money is going to be the thing that's going to reward us for the work that we are doing. Because like I said, each one of you putting out great information that's going to help people when they start seeing your podcast. The territories, all across, because when we finish training, because we're going to have this, what these calls going to be on Twitter, going to be nothing but training, how we going to do this. And then each one of you have your own ways of doing things too. We need to hear from you. You know, this collaboration. So y'all may have some marketing skills, some tools, and some things that we can tap into. Bring it on, because it's going to benefit all of us. And when you got 10, 15 people going in the same direction, and we know we benefiting off each other, we're going to support one another. You even need to invite each other on your show sometime.
Sure.
That's right, sure. Because y'all got some great information to share with people.
That's the way. I'll come on your show. If you feed me. I want a crab cake platter.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, but see, but again, you know, we like I said, I don't think there's anything out there what we are doing. Now the only thing is, and this is with anything in life, like Brother Cliff said earlier, we can have the best of everything, but if we don't do it, it ain't gonna get done.
That's true.
And I'm gonna throw this in right now. For those who are willing to participate with it, you had the decision to make tonight. It's $50 a month, $25 a podcast. If you want to be part of the remember. Now I work with some of you, but I can't give you the time. My focus is gonna be on this group.
Mm-hmm.
They invested, and I'm invested in them. And like I said, I see the outcome. The outcome, we're gonna be the number one mass media source out there. And Brother Satabi can tell you, Blog Talk overtook regular radio.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day. This is, years ago. I did research on it. More people was listening online than they was listening to landline radio. And another thing is too, podcasting. Video is the number one thing on the internet right now.
That's the number one thing.
Number one thing, man. That's what most people, so, and it's overtaking TV. TV done got so big, so many networks and thousands of this. People can't watch hardly nothing. You know, you don't have a billion over here watching one thing. You got, it's just too vast. And they doing the same thing the internet is doing. They how would you say, overkill the market, so to speak. But in any case, but we still black. We still own less than 1% of the media. And we're about, out of that 1%, we're gonna have probably the largest percentage of media, black media. With the National Black Unity, because guess what else you're doing? All of y'all are already involved with the papers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know with our commercials on your shows, how they gonna blow that paper up? And you in the paper, it's gonna blow you up in there as well. And so when you go to a person, say, I'm an editor in the National Black Unity News, I host a podcast, I'm this, and I'm Dr. This, and I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm doing this, and I got this plan, you got all types of credibility. And not only that, you got all types of experiences too. So it's win-win-win all the way up. I don't see no loss or lose in there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Well,
gonna take us some time. Everything takes time, you know, but if we put in the time, we're gonna be well rewarded. Financially, some of us spiritually, mentally, and everything else. Because that I see it already. I can taste it already. That I used to tease, I used to talk about that. I said, my great-great-grandchildren will have my picture up on that wall. Because I'm gonna be the one who paid for all that stuff they have. I laid the foundation for it.
I like that, David. I like that. I like that.
And
And that's gonna be true. Because the money that y'all gonna help me make is gonna be astronomical. I've been dealing with nickels and dimes for all my life now. I'm entering another category, serious, and a servant is worthy to be paid. And we're about to do that, and we can do. I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna do some good stuff with money. It ain't all about me, luxury this and luxury that, 10 cars. No, I don't need that stuff.
Oh, no, just give me a box.
Yeah, you know, if you give me a good meal, like Wayne said, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper.
give me a crab cake platter, I'll come on your show. What you want to talk about? Economics? Want to talk about editing, cutting, the economy, the trucking situation?
Yeah, I hear
Let's
you.
talk about it.
Oh,
I need
now,
something to eat though.
yeah, I hear you, brother. Yeah. So if anybody, you know, this is the time to open up your unmute yourselves and any questions, concerns, because there's a lot more to this. Like I say, we all going on Wednesday, we're gonna have training, real training, how to market us.
Okay.
How to promote us. And if everybody do their part, because you know, each one of you know when you do part, even how to conduct interview. You know, you can be your own way, but there will be some tips that you know you can get the whole, like I usually tell people, about a question, you get the whole story out of a person. But you would have your own also, because everybody has their own flavor. So what I'm talking about, their own personalities, how they talk to people. Some people just, you don't need nothing, you just talk. you know, it just come natural with you. And but nevertheless, we sharpen each other. And you know, we take what you call criticism from each other too. Is because I'm gonna tell you why. That's what's gonna make us strong. I'm talking about healthy criticism. I ain't talking about putting people down. Maybe we need to do this a little better over here. Maybe, you know, this ain't right. Maybe we need this. This is the kind of stuff they can put us on top. You know, and so any questions or concerns?
I don't have any questions. I'm just so glad that I tuned in tonight because I was running late, but I learned a lot and it taught me, it showed me what way I want to go now. And it's a totally different way than the way I thought I was gonna go. I know what I want to do now. I know how I'm going to do it. And it's not going to be the way I thought I was going to do it. I'm going to be included. See, I'm running my mouth. And I want to just do this.
Sound like you had a revelation.
Yeah, I'm serious. You all hear me. I'm going back and pull up some stuff that I have not used in a long time that I need to use as a form of presentation because there's a lot of shit about what I've done in the past and how I've gotten to this point. So I want to include all this. So Wayne, boy, you're gonna be getting it from me. I'm telling
you. I've been trying to get back to you, but I know you've been busy.
I mean,
I'm gonna work with you because you gave me some ideas. I said, that's not a problem. And I dream up ideas when I sleep.
well,
And things come to me. Yeah, I'll be up like 2, 3 in the morning. That's sometimes. That's sometimes, but yeah.
But yeah, I know which way I'm going to go now, and my starting point, and my focus should be, and how I should add on and build on what I've done and what I plan to do. So thank you all for tonight. This has been really informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And guess what else? You know, like I said, a lot of us are busy people. But do you know what money can do? Do you know we can hire people?
Yeah.
To do that stuff, some things for you, a lot of things for you.
Yeah, some
You got
things you don't have
interns,
to
you got
do.
interns who would love this opportunity, who's in media and stuff like that, to work with us. But like I said, that's when the time comes. See, when you start traveling, when you become in demand and stuff like this, scheduling and all this kind of stuff, man, contact this person, contact that. I want this person on the show, this, that. That's what producers do on the show. They go out there, the Oprah Winfrey show, they tell the producers go out there and get the guests and do all of these things for you. All you do when you come on there, they give you the script. This is what they do, how they do it, and you just start talking to them. But that's a little bit down the line. But like I said in the beginning, we have what we need. We have enough what we need to get us started off the ground and to make a powerful impact. Anybody else? Any concern? Just a thought, anything.
Yeah, David, I just want to thank you for being so vigilant, and also compassionate and comprehending, that as in my case, that I'm really in elementary school and you're treating me like a teacher, and you treat me well, rather than banging my head against the wall, you put your hand on my head and say, hey, you can do this, you can do this, you have something good, and everything that you say, is it's beyond motivation, it's inspiration, every word that comes out of your mouth. And I recognize, I pay very close attention to how you listen to people, and you can articulate from just hearing everybody and turn around and speak to what everyone said, that hitting the nail on the head accurately about everything that everyone said. So you're so inspiring, uplifting, inspirational, beyond, the time, that I could take to explain, but I really appreciate, your wisdom.
Well, let me say this to you, sir. I appreciate that. I really do. But guess what? Remember, I keep telling you that I call myself a servant of servants.
Yes, sir.
And that's my call. I serve people like you, people who have a vision, people who care about other people. You see, y'all inspire me. That's what happens. Everybody on here, man, I see things in them, man, that is so powerful. All I speak about is what I see. And you can call it discernment, whatever you want to call it, but certain people have gifts, some people have this. But I believe I have the gift of discernment. I see things in people, sometimes they only see in themselves sometimes. And that's what I speak to you about, pretty much. And I don't know when the hell I'm gonna say it to you sometimes. I don't. It just come out. I don't know.
Hey man, you got it's beyond a blessing, it's a mercy, man, because many people need mercy, and you bring that mercifulness and that shadow of compassion, I really appreciate it.
Humbleness, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Empathy, humbleness. I mean,
yes, sir.
Amazing. Mr. Thomas, I met David 3 years ago through my good friend and buddy, Rico Crawley, at the Unifying Black Men's breakfast brunch on St. Paul Street. And when I sat down and talked to David, and after talking to him for a month or two after that, he discerned that he saw something in me that I didn't even see myself. That was 3 years ago. And I'm glad I got on the path of what he was seeing, because it opened up a revelation, and I kind of came into something that I never even saw myself. So,
well, it shows in what we're experiencing right now, to have eight people on the call, and when I joined, the National Black Unity News, I had no idea, that it would come to this, where I am a part of it. I am active in it. I see benefit in it. I see it happening, and I don't see it anywhere else. And as David explains often, that in other words, that I think that we're going to reach the world, with the unification that we have, the value that we bring to the planet, and especially being the low trodden of all, that here America has a representation, through the National Black Unity News of the paradise. And that's the way I see it. That's where my mindset is.
Well, the old saying is, all of our steps are ordered.
Yes.
And it's not no strange thing, but it may seem strange that how we all come together while we here right now at this particular time and moment. But there's a purpose. I do know that it's a purpose for each and every one of us. You know, each one of us traveled many paths over our lifetime and have many experiences, vision, dreams, and everything else. But I believe that because of who you are, what you've done, and what you want to do, I believe God has heard our cry and he brought us together, and all of us bring something to the table, and we supposed to take it out into the world, and the world benefits from it. And so, you know, so it's, you know, I appreciate, God knows I do, the accolades that y'all just gave, but it's those say, my brother used to say that fair exchange is no robbery. In other words, you bring just as much to the table as I do. Because like I said, I'm a servant. If you're not serving, then I can't do my job. How can I be a servant of service? I don't have no servants. You know? So y'all the ones, y'all the ones with the gifts, y'all the ones with the vision. I'm here to assist you to get there. And I've been blessed with media resources. And so that's what I use. Y'all have the vision, y'all have the dreams, y'all have the information that's gonna bless people, take people to another level. And see, that's the beauty about what we are doing, we. And so again, I appreciate that, but everybody on here is bringing something to the table. And I believe in a short period of time, we all gonna feast on it. Everybody gonna come away with big, fulfilled, put it that way. And but again, the only thing left to do, and this is what I was going to tell you. Now, for those of you who may have somewhat, you know, if you want to start this way, you know, I'm just only a suggestion, but I'm willing to do it. Starting immediately tomorrow. It is this. If you want to do a promo podcast, when I say promo, that means that I interview you or Wayne interview you, and let people know who you are, what's coming down the pipe, what your podcast is going to be about. And sometimes a good thing to do that is because when you send this thing out all over the place, not only it prepare your audiences for what it is, but it also prepare your interviewees or your interviewers what to expect from you. You know, when you come after them, when you come at them to invite them on your show, you can send them this promo thing that we did. You can send it even to a potential advertiser or somebody you trying to recruit or something. This is what I'm about. This is what we're going to be talking about on my podcast. Do you want to be a part of it? Because at the end of it, we're going to do just like we do everything, how to contact you and everything else on there, you know. And so if you're interested, give me a call tomorrow and we will set up the time and date. Now, also, me and Wayne was talking about now, like I say, iron sharpens iron. Now, we're going to have to do some, maybe some things that's going to make our podcast much better, like lighting. For some of you in dark background sometimes, and we're going to have to lighten it up some. And sometimes it's not nothing personal, but sometimes it may be how you want this. This is you. You know how you want to represent yourself. Some people want to be casual. Some people want to have the full black, full everything, you know. How would you say black tie to work? You know, right. But that's up to you. That's your style. Because the best thing to be is be you. You know, and people buy you first before they buy anything else. You know, if you come to them, just be for real. Because sometimes by you being messengers, sometimes they don't even see you. They just hear the message sometimes. And sometimes, like I say, we try to polish ourselves up to be like other people. That's why it don't work sometimes. We have to just be us, be you. And you be surprised. That's why God made everybody so differently. And so, you know, just come as you are, but just speak from your heart out of love. And you really want to help people. That's all you need. That's all the weapons you need. And but sometimes to see you clearly, sometimes we, like I said, and we like to use Zoom, but you can use other format. But get a Zoom so that you can have it like Wayne. You saw his background. You know, he had. You know, depends on how you want to be. It could be like mine. See, I'm sitting up here with a little background, like I'm in what they call a study or something.
Right.
You know, but I can be on the beach. I can go right here and click, be on the beach, be on the moon. I can be anywhere, right? You know, with my background. But that's Zoom allow that, and we're gonna show you how to do all of these things. And then of course we're gonna show you how to market it. You ain't got to be no marketer, but you can join certain groups to assure your own success. Because we're gonna be doing it. Each one of us doing it. Can you imagine? Like I say, 8 of us on here now. That's close to 4 million people. I'm talking about just doing minimum. 4 million people. We can read with just the bare minimum stuff if we apply it. And so, and right there alone, ladies and gentlemen, will put us in top media moguls than anybody, any Black organization in the United States right now. That alone. And so, and then we got, like I said, we got about 10 more other editors out there. Now you buying them with that too. And I'm gonna tell you this now. This is gonna be a dilemma for us, but we're gonna have to work it out somewhere, because they're gonna be when the doors open, they're gonna be a lot of other podcasts. And so we already prepared. Me and Wayne and Vernon already prepared to train some people to do what we do. So we won't wear ourselves out or nothing like that. But you know, like I say, when we I think in about 6 months' time, I will be able to hire quite a few people to do certain things for us. You know, just that we would just have to oversee it. You know, we would have to put our approval of a stamp before we even send it to you. You know, we're gonna have some understudies or some other people do what we do. There's a lot of people do what we do, you know, but we will, you know, put our stamp of approval before we even send it off to you. And then if there's, you know, if it's approved, then, you know, you schedule to run it. And now this is where Vernon and, you know, because, you know, just give this some thought. When you want to air your show, you know, when you want to air, when I say, but your show gonna be aired all kinds of ways in different formats, you know, different times. People can always look at your show. Even when you put out 3 or 4 other new shows, they still can go back and look at your other shows through our website, the website you just seen, through Unity TV and other formats. But some of you may want to consider this, have one specific day of the week that your show gonna be on, so people, you know, are creatures of habits. So if they notice your show gonna be on Thursday at 7 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something, people know what time to look at, you know, to be there live when they can see it firsthand, the first broadcast of it. But they can always see it. They can already request it. You can send it in the email to people, text message. That's all it is, a link, you know, but they can see the whole show on that link. And so it's so many different ways that we can market your podcast, but it's always good to say on the schedule, especially on Vernon, would have you on the schedule on a day, a certain time that you can do. And that's the best way to go. So Vernon gonna be setting that stuff up where people say, well, I'm on at 5, 6, or 7. And before you know it, hopefully, in time, there's gonna be so many podcasts on there. Vernon gonna have a 24/7 operation. It's just show scheduled from morning to night. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And but again, for your own thing, say it's like a Thursday night, say 6 o'clock, and Dr. Wateach run her show on a Zoom, and she's sitting there while the show it's recorded, and she watching just like everybody else. But at the end of it, she would say, well, any questions or answers. Then if somebody's on the Zoom with her or somebody on what they call Facebook Live, she can answer questions right there. All she got to stop the recording and stop now. Now she live. And then you can ask a question, or you ask the guest. The guest can be on there too. And then people even ask the guest questions. But you know, that's a little detailed stuff. But you know, but still, all that can take place. But the only thing is, the reason why we record it, so because we all of us been on the Zoom calls. Can you unmute yourself? People say, he froze, or you know, and the other person, you know, something happened, and we don't want our podcast to be like that.
No.
We want it to be so polished when it runs, it just runs straight on through, no background noises or nothing. We want it, you know, because even when you interview people, some background noise come on there. You say just like on a TV show, let's retake this. You know, and ask that person the same question. That's when we come in there and we edit that stuff out of there. Okay, you know, and stuff like this. So, you know, we know how to cut it up right down to the smallest things sometimes. And so the only thing you have to do is prepare yourself to do interviews. And the second thing is, once you do the interviews, just join these groups, because that is critical. Because this is how we reach the massive amount of people. And that's all that does. You can do that in the middle of the night. Go on Facebook. I like this group. I'm going to join it and put your stuff in there. Put how many people in the group, because they tell you how many people in each group. And you join them groups, and you can do that every night. I would suggest you start doing it now. Just find the groups that have your interest, that what you're interested in. Like in Cliff, he like to work with throughout the diaspora, dealing with Black issues and Black organizations. And it's when you go on Facebook and put in there Black organizations, this, that, and this, that, tens of thousands going to show up. And you just go in there and join them. The ones that you have interest in, join them. Because when you're time for your podcast to come out, all you have to do is post your link in there, and they have the potential to see. And it could be millions. And you can even take it and put it in geographical areas. There's groups, like they got all kinds of DMV groups right here. They got all types of Maryland. They got all types of Baltimore groups. It's just in business, Black people. It's broken down that far. And so, you know, so like I say, in time, every 2 weeks we come on here, from this point on, it's going to be a whole lot of training how we can elevate ourselves and how we can better ourselves with the podcast. And if we have issues, this is the time that we can kind of, you know, discuss them, and so that we can be be the best at what we do. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you can open up, but I'm just say this to you again. What we're about to embark on is going to be, again, it's going to be extremely rewarding, not only in monetary wise, but it's going to be extremely rewarding because you're reaching so many people with your message. And if some of you always wanted to go on the road and speak to people and do things like that, well, because of the amount of people that you will be entertaining, it's a very good chance that they're going to want to. Matter of fact, I'm already tell you now, you will be on a whole lot of other people's podcasts, because they're going to want you, because you're going to be somewhat of a celebrity. They're going to want you on their podcast, people all across this country, throughout the day. But a lot of people will pay for you to even come to them and speak to them, because depending on what your message is, how powerful your message is, and they watching you, and they're going to invite you out. So like I said, a lot of your lifestyle will change because of this. But you control it. You can say yes or no. You know, don't kill yourself. But if that's what you want to do, then this is the place to do it. And so, welcome, Kathleen. I told them that you had a previous engagement. But in hindsight, we shared a couple of videos so people can get an idea of how some of the formats was. And we also explained to people that from this point on, there will be a monetary, because Wayne and everybody else going to put a lot of time into these videos, and they're going to have to be compensated, not getting paid, but to help be compensated, going to be $50 a month, like a membership fee, and $25 per podcast that you want to produce. If you only want to do one, that's fine. But again, part of that is when you come on, that's what we were showing early. We will give you, this don't cost you anything. This is part of the deal that we do with people. We will do a commercial on you. And if you give us a logo, we will make your intro for you and your outro. That's the thing that when you first open up the show and the end the show. And we also, like I say, one commercial, the intro, the outro. And I always like to throw in this, you seen the thing with that, it's called an avatar.
Right.
On Donald, you saw the little
It's a lady. Yeah.
like thing, you know, but that's what they call avatars anyway.
Right.
You know, she speaks for you because some people don't like to speak. And, you know, we have about 25 different voices that we can use, male or female, that people can use in commercials I'm talking about. That, you know, you can just type your stuff in. But see, brother Thomas and brother Dowridge, they use their own words. You use your own words or use the avatar's word. It don't have to be the lady there, just words, you know, people just speaking. But it's good to have a logo, and I can help you with that as well. But if you don't, but we need something as soon as possible, because when you start your podcast, like I say, we got to have the intro and the outro and everything else, because that makes it look more professional and a commercial for you. You know, it ain't got to be something that you can make money on, but just who you are, what you do, and why you do it. So people can get a better understanding, because this same commercial sometimes will be on other people's websites too, when the time comes, because usually I'll make them 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and these are the same commercials that you can put on there. Now, if you want other commercials, that's a different story. You know, but this is what comes with the membership is the commercial, the outro, the intro, the promotion, the marketing. Because like when y'all did your first thing, Brother Leroy was putting them in on all kinds of formats, you know, promoting your intros and stuff. And they're gonna be simulcast. It won't be, you know, your voices will be heard, but on Blog Talk Radio, you will be on there as well. And so it's a lot involved, and it's a lot of us already ready to roll our sleeves up. And I was explaining, Kathleen, if I know you said you already had somebody you want to interview, but what we can do just to get you started is somebody like me or Wayne will interview you about your podcast, what your podcast is going to be about.
The content.
The content of it, who, you know, whatever it is, we're going to ask you those type of questions leading up. So people, when you let people know that you're doing the podcast, they already have a great idea what the first one is an introduction to your podcast, pretty much. And so, again, you know, any questions, concerns before we shut ourselves down?
Anybody?
I'll talk to you individually. Do not want to hold anyone up tonight. You all started probably at 7:30, and I'm not holding up anyone tonight. Thank you.
No, you got questions. Go ahead, Vern. That's what we did. You know, you're not.
Hey, Vern, go on, Vern. You got something?
Yeah, just real quick. I'm just excited about everything that's going on. I was en route home, but I'm home now. But like I said, I'm just excited about what's going on. I'm excited. What 1,000 Miles was talking about was unity, just coming together and cultivating. You know, we have a culture of. We ought to have a culture of cultivating one another, you know, with love and understanding. And that's what a lot of us are not catching on to. And when we do that, that brings the unity piece to surface.
Right. Yeah. That is so true. Culture.
You read it right
create a culture, or like you say, understanding, love, unity. And with us,
collaboration, man, respect, yeah, all of that.
Man, that carries people a long way. You know, not only in business, in person. Go ahead, Kathleen.
Just a quick question. You recall the interview, because you made me think about it when you said you interviewed me about the upcoming podcast. Do you recall the interview that was conducted with me where the other gentleman that's contributing editor. He came out, I don't remember the name, with Mr. Butler. Remember the interview with Mr. Butler?
Oh, yeah. That was Kendrick, I believe.
Yes, when they did that, and Kendrick, I think that's the name, where they had the cameras and Mr. Butler did the interview, but it was being videoed, all of that. So it was live. It was, now my little dumb question is that the same as the podcast?
Well, let me explain this to y'all. A video in any form, some people take video, you can call it a commercial, you can call it a video, straight up video, you can call it a podcast. But a video, a podcast, all of them are just forms of communications. And see, even though they did a live thing with you, that what I wasn't going to do that. You was going to be live. I was going to have just what we have you now. But I would say, Kathleen, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I want to interview you. And I would tell you in the beginning, I say, I want you to have, be in a lighted area, a quiet place where nobody can interrupt you. And so from 11 to 12, I'm gonna come on and ask you questions about your podcast. That's gonna be the focus, not where you come from and everything else. It's gonna be about you and the podcast. What's going to take place in your podcast, and I could even prepare you for it. I'm tell you what kind of questions I'm going to ask, so you can already, so you don't have to be saying, let me think about that. You would already know, so it would run smoothly. And then, you can, ad lib, because when you talk, this stuff just come out, and then some new stuff come out that we may not go dot, but sometimes we may drift off a little, but it's important, it's natural. And then once we do that, then what I would do, I would take that that interview I did with you, and I would even give it to Wayne, Vernon, or myself, and we would cut it up. When I say edit it, and we would put that intro that I designed for you, the intro with your logo and stuff flashing in and stuff like that, and then we would have your commercial will end up being on that interview. My commercial, maybe Wayne, maybe 3 or 4 little commercials be on your podcast. Because that's the way the rest of them going to be. Everybody promotes one another, But when you come back and they're going to have the end, and at the end of it, going to have credits on there. Kathleen Murphy, David Murphy, whoever put the stuff on there. And then they would do that. And when it comes back to you, it will be just like a full production. Even would have the little thing, the little words that go across the screen. It will have Kathleen Murphy while you speaking, going across there. Your contact number and everything. So people,
put it all in there.
That will be on there and stuff like that. And then when it switched back to me, we had David Murphy, and then maybe my, something like this. And so when it come back to you, it'll be a full production.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you would say yay or nay. But we take this, then we can continue to edit. But then when you do that, then you can take the same interview, because it's gonna be nothing but when we finish with, it's gonna be I'm gonna send it to you an actual video. But when we turn it into a YouTube, it's gonna be nothing but a link, because you can't send a lot of stuff through because the videos are large. You just can't send it out as email. Yeah. But when we give you this YouTube link, you can text it to people. When they click on it, they can see the entire video. You can email it and they can see it. You can put it on social media and they click on it and it opens up. So you can use this as a marketing tool to let people know this is coming, even to the people that you want to interview. Here's a sample of what's going to take place. This is what I'm about.
I like that. Yeah.
And he said, this is what I'm about. And they said, okay, I like this. I want to be a part of that show and this, that. And then guess what other people take? They take that and they can share it with other people.
Okay.
And if you allow us to, because this is what we would do with it. Brother Rico, myself, we would take it and we'd be blasting it all through social media.
Okay.
And so that's what we do. So but before
I need to work on it. Yeah, I need to work on it.
Okay, then. But before you
I have requested the individual and they've said yes. So I have taken the step. My first person I have approached, and because that was the big step. I had called some time ago, but they're older. He's a Tuskegee man. And so I need to get him before he won't be able to do that.
Yeah, that's another thing, you know,
Yeah.
tomorrow ain't promised to none of us. So if
That's
you got
right.
somebody
That's right.
that you got already told about it and this,
Yes,
that, you know,
yes.
because you can do, you can do in one day time. Do you know you can interview 4 or 5 people? You can just have a day. So I'm gonna just start interviewing my people. And then when one finishes, because you already set up for it, you know, you got the light and stuff. And then when that person finishes, maybe an hour with them, then you say, well, at 2, I'm gonna do this one. At 4, I'm gonna do this one. At 6, I'm gonna do that one. And you can have a whole month worth of shows in from one day of work. That's the way. I mean, it's just an easier way to do things sometimes, you know. And
Okay.
you know, so but it's a lot of little things that we're gonna share with you that you can use. But of course, it's your show, and you run it as you see fit. But when you be part of the collaboration, though, what we do, like I say, we gonna put all the bells and whistles on it, and insert what you call public service announcements. But like I say, and one thing that you didn't hear earlier was I was explaining to everybody, even though we're gonna help promote everything you do, everybody gonna have to take responsibility too to help promote themselves. And part of the thing is we're gonna share with you how to go on Facebook or LinkedIn and join some groups. Just join them. The type of group, especially like in your case, you like working with you, but your podcast is totally different. You want to interview people in your geographical area about things like that. But there's a lot of groups in and around Virginia, and you can join these groups, or it could be what you call, I don't know if how y'all would call that, but see, y'all part of that, what you call that, the tri-state thing. Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
we have in our area the Tri-Cities, and also it's a military. There's several military installations, so we have the military base.
Yeah,
And
see
so
all of them. Yeah,
organizations
see
just
all
go
of them
through
things.
that.
And I guarantee you go on Facebook right now and LinkedIn, and you put it in those tri-stations and put it in those cities and watch how many groups shows up. Join them, because they are your target market. And before you know it, you can have tens of thousands, sometimes end up with millions when you combine all of those group members, because some groups may have 100, some may have 5,000, some may have 10,000 members, especially when you talk about city groups and stuff, And so if you join these groups, that means these are the people that will have a great interest in what you're doing. Because you're talking about that geographical area, they may even know the people you're doing. Anybody else?
Thank you.
All right, going once, twice, 3 times. Anybody? Okay. With that being said, we are ready. I'm ready. Brother Wayne said he's ready. Brother Cliff is ready. And Wayne Randall's ready. Rico is ready. We here. We ready to get started. We talked long enough. Now it's time to go, roll up our sleeves and start getting busy. And for those of you who don't have your logos yet, we need to get one as soon as possible. If you don't have one, I have several sites where you can even make your own. They'll show you how many designs. They got all thousands of stuff that you can put together and make your own logos. I got stuff that can make your logos for you. So that, so it ain't no big problem getting your logo ready. But once I get that, then I'll make your intros. I'll make some commercials for me. Once you give me a paragraph or 2 of what your podcast is about, and I'll take that and turn that into a commercial, and from your words. And so we had little bells and whistles onto that too. And once we got that, only thing left to do that from that point on is your interviews. And so the sooner the better, because right now is the time. So like I said, it's not no excuse. Now I know money is tight on some people, but what we ask for you to put into into your podcast, to be quite frank with you, we still giving it away. To be honest with you, the commercials alone was worth way more than that. But in any case, You know, that's your choice. You have options. Of course you do. But I would love, because like I say, the end thing of this, I'm gonna shut down after this. With the podcast, again, we will be the largest Black media. If everybody start doing their part, we will be there. If everybody join these groups and stuff, we will be the largest Black media source in this country. And that's a fact. Because I do a lot of research. There is nothing the way we are doing it. The type of collaboration, the way we are planning on doing, and the style of podcast that we plan on doing. A lot of people not doing it that way. And so we're gonna have value, and everything we're gonna put out is gonna be valuable because your information you already know is valuable. But with all the other bells and whistles attached to it, it's gonna be powerful. And then with the collaboration, us helping us, it's, you know, the collective work, because Brother Cliff, if you put out a podcast and we put a 30-second commercial on Kathleen Murphy's podcast, her group see your stuff, and that brings it another Dr. YT, so our audience see your podcast, that Mr. Thomas people see your podcast, even though you got your own stuff in there, we put stuff in there, but all of those collectives, it gives you that a wider territory that, you know, and this is how that's going to set us apart, set us above, but like the bottom line, and another thing is this: if something should ever happen, something major should happen to us, I'm talking about Black people, and we need to be alerted. We can reach, actually, if all of us say, well, just say if like the time, just to say if something major should happen to Black people and we need to know about it, we probably be, even though the internet would take it out there, but with our podcast and each one of y'all may put a commercial or say something about it on your particular show that week, and reaching millions and millions of people. I would tell them, brother, because you know, I don't know if you remember the Minuteman, you know, the British are coming, but we would have that type of power to alert quite a few people in a short period of time. And remember what I don't know if I didn't mention this to you tonight, but y'all remember Oprah Winfrey?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oprah Winfrey said they just called it the Oprah effect. And Oprah Winfrey used to bring authors onto her show. And all she had to do is talk to us about the book, but she said, I like this book. Do you know every time she did that, that was the #1 seller? That's how much power of the media that she had.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Can you imagine if we took a product, just say the National Black Unity News, and it went on Kathleen, she said, this is a good product. And Brother Chris said, this is a good product. And Brother Thomas said, this is a good product. Dr. YT said, this is a good product. Can you imagine what that could take the National Black Unity News? And y'all in the National Black.
That's a strong message, David. That's a strong message. That's a strong message right there.
Yep.
Parenthesis.
And so that's the kind of power that I'm talking about with the collective force. And so, you know, but again, you know, and media is a powerful tool. It can be used for good. It can be used for other things. But and money is the same thing. It's a powerful tool, can be used for good and bad. But I believe that, you know, money going to come in, and we're going to put out these podcasts. But what we know personally, the people that we know, our family members, all of these different causes, most of you already work in certain causes. You volunteer your service, your time, and all of this. Can you imagine if a certain amount of money start coming in, how you can help? Like myself personally, I know so many Black organizations that need financial help so they can do a better work that they are. I mean, they put in work already. But can you imagine not only the message that you're putting out, but you can back it up with some finances now too. And so, and that's another way of expanding your territory. Like I say, the sky's the limit, ladies and gentlemen. That's my story. I'm gonna stick with it. And I am pumped up because I finally, after all of these years that I put in all of this work, I finally see the mountaintop. I see that we can reach millions and millions of people. I finally see that we can unite a lot of people. We can do so much now. And that's why I'm gonna say, because we have the tools, we have the people, we have everything we need. There's no excuse now, as far as I'm concerned. That's it. Wait, Wayne.
Then we have the platform.
Yep.
We have the platform. We have the platform, and everybody here is part of the arsenal.
That's right.
Everybody's got their own venue, and we have the tools. And we're going to be collectively working together to enhance the whole mission for everybody.
And no matter where you are, and now this is a good example, good example, David Murphy. I don't dot my I's, I don't cross my T's. What you see is what you get. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm at the point now, and not that I don't care, I'm always a student, but I believe in my message. I really do. And you don't have to dot every I and cross every T to come across the people. You guys just have to have the passion. And everybody on here already got a format and something they're very passionate about. And that's what you really need to bring to the table. You don't dot every I and cross every T. You know, be you. Like I say, nobody can do it the way you do it. Nobody can express it the way you do it. And all you do is just bring yourself to the table and do a few things that we suggest to you. But the most thing you got to do, just do it. You know, we just have to do it. We got, you know, don't keep procrastinating. Let's just do it. Come on there. If you don't have an interview, let us interview to get you started. And then from that point on, you go ahead and you know, so get your people together. And if you have trouble getting people, which you shouldn't, interview each other. You know, bring them on, you know, bring each other on sometime, because all of y'all interested in your own ways. But in any case, anything else before I shut down? Okay, well, I'm available tomorrow. And if you want me to interview you, Wayne, interview, just let us know, and we'll set it up.
Let us know, and we'll set it up.
And if you don't have a logo, call me, and we can start working on that immediately, so we can get you started, at least with your intros and stuff. And for those of you like Mr. Thomas, you know, whatever road you want to go, you want to do your interviews with people, or you want us to do whatever you want to do, but let's get started, and you know, just keep it moving. And so, like I said, again, I appreciate everybody, and I'm gonna say good night to you.
Thanks,
Good night,
David.
guys.
Thanks, Wayne.
Good
Thanks, Vernon. Satawi.
Good night.
Greetings, everyone.
David,
Yes.
Dr. Watis, Cliff, Rico, see you guys.
Yes, Kathleen.
David, have you talked to Donetta about doing this?
No, not yet. No.
I think she would do a good job.
Donnetta's already doing 2 or 3 podcasts right now.
Oh, see, I thought that would be something that would work for her. So
Well,
she's
guess what? Let me just say for most of y'all leave.
Been doing it for a good while.
No, let me just say this about Donetta.
okay.
You know, when me and Wayne, we first started up, we started doing the podcast, we were doing one with her.
We were.
And Donetta,
It was her
if
2
you
years
don't
ago.
if you don't know Donetta is a stutterer. She would stutter a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
But Donetta got, because we did, when she started interviewing other people, that's how she started with us.
Mhm.
And now you can't shut up.
Right.
Wow.
I interviewed
Wow.
her in 2019.
Yep.
Yep.
And I told her the other day, I would tell her, we would be laughing about it. Now, she everywhere. She's speaking in front of people and everything now. And I've been knowing Donetta for years, and you couldn't get Donetta in front of a crowd one time. Nowhere in the world.
I've seen her transformation also. And when we first started and we were trying to get on Zoom, and you were giving us instructions, and you said, Donetta, you know, I remember that. We've all grown.
Yep.
We've grown so much.
And it's gonna be the same way with these podcasts. Y'all gonna be so master, y'all gonna master this thing so well, you be doing it in your sleep almost. And so that's why I know it. Same thing with Wayne. Wayne just you know, he wasn't part of his repertoire one time, you know.
3 years ago, yeah, that's true. 3 years ago, I didn't see myself doing it, but David saw something in me.
Yeah.
And I got into it, and then I just took it to another level. But yeah, I'm glad I'm still part of the journey.
And another Kathleen Murphy. Kathleen Murphy.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even know what a podcast was, and I'm not so sure. I still really knew a whole lot of what a podcast is, but I knew I wanted to interview people when I saw the Clark sisters. You know that movie, the Clark sisters, the gospel singers? Well, someone interviewed it was the Clark sisters and some of the ones that were actually in the movie themselves. And I remember because it was COVID, they did it in a home setting. It was in it wasn't in an office. It wasn't in a studio. It looked just like it was someone's den. And I watched that interview and I said, I can do that. And so I left it alone. I didn't think about it anymore. But I kept thinking, I can do that. But when David said the podcast possibilities, and I had never thought about a podcast, and with my husband and myself, I still have to work on him. And I have an idea for what we're going to do collectively, but I haven't gotten him where I need to be yet, but I'm working on that. But I have great ideas for that also. We're going to do something on relationships.
There you go. Go ahead, Wayne.
No, I'm giving it the thumbs up. I mean, that's a work in progress, but you're at one place, he's at another place, but you keep moving.
Yeah.
And let him catch up with you, but somebody's got to be moving.
Yeah, I'm moving. Like I said, I've got 5 names for my interviews pretty much locked in. And the first one, that was the big one, they did say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, human nature, people love to be featured. People love to, because people are they're interested in themselves. Not that they're being selfish or anything, but that's human nature.
Yeah.
Even if you walk past a mirror, you'll look, hey, stop, just look, but that's a human nature to share, especially if you're doing something and have done something, and you like to share that sometimes. I don't care where you sit at. Most people, if you ask them to be interviewed, not many people will turn you away. Very few. And because, like I said, it's an honor and a privilege. How many times in a year, in a lifetime, people walk up to you and say, I want to interview you? It's rare. Even some of them people who are what they call famous people, they pay their what they call their public people to get them interviewed. That's what they do. They press people. That's what they love to do, just to get them interviewed, keep them in the public eye. They pay people to do that. Here you going to offer it to them? And so I bet you somebody come say, Dave, can I interview? Yep, come on.
Well, the night, just so you know, that evening that I did that interview with Mr. Butler, I did not know I was going to have to do that. I walked into a room and that's what happened. My husband knew. I did not know about that. We were moved from our home because of the ice storm. We were in a hotel because we didn't have electricity. The whole area was out. That was in February. And so I knew Mr. Butler was coming through. And I thought he and my husband were going to talk about a business. And so we went down to meet them in the lobby, and they finally got there, met them, and they said, well, we need a room. We don't think we got to do it here in the lobby. And we had a conference room upstairs. And we went upstairs, and the next thing I knew, I'd being asked questions. And I'm thinking, I did not believe this. My hair, women, you want to be a certain way. I could not believe they did that to me. So It happened, but it turned out okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
it
like
did.
the way I looked, but it turned out okay.
Okay. Well, but see, but now with the way we do it, see, you always prepared because you know what what you ready to get involved with, and so but in any case, but now like again, 6 7 months now, you gonna have to be on your P's and Q because you might be one of them people what they call paparazzis and stuff, Oh, that's her, and this and people always what they call that folk when they be taking pictures of each other.
Oh, what is that?
I see it all the time. People be always taking, group
Or a
pictures.
selfie.
Yeah, selfies and stuff,
Right.
because they see you on the internet and stuff like that. People, you
Oh,
could be walking down the street. Oh, I
David,
seen you.
oh,
Oh, I
all
seen
that,
you
right?
before. Yeah, that's what's gonna make happen. I'm just being honest about it.
Well, I have ideas on, my background is nutrition. And so I'm working on something personal with that. And I've always wanted to go out and to speak about that subject. But
And
I'm
that's
not,
and
I'm
that is
working on
needed.
that.
That's needed.
And I know,
Yeah.
but I have to get myself into a position to do that personally. I'm working on some things. So that's one of my areas. I told you I would talk about health and wellness. And so that's down the road. Yeah, I've got plenty of ideas.
Yeah, because I'll be doing a couple of podcasts myself. I got some plans too. So like not y'all ain't gonna be the only one. I'm gonna be out there with you too.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I'm gonna
are we
be
going to?
saying good night, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Okay.
saying
Yeah, I'm gonna be saying good night because
I know you gotta work in the morning. Thank you
I'm
for
telling you,
your.
I'm a little tired. I'm dozing a little bit.
Uh-oh. Be careful.
all right,
No.
y'all. I'm gonna say
Okay.
good night. Take
All right.
care.
Good night, guys.
David,
Uh-huh.
one more thing.
Appreciate it.
All right, Mr. McKenzie, my voice is going because I've had a long day too. Mr. McKenzie, in the author showcase,
Yes.
there's some opportunities to bring in some funds with that also. I've got ideas on that too. We talked about the calendar once, briefly.
Okay. Mhm.
And we also, there's an opportunity to have those books showcased virtually and to have some sales, that's something I'm working on with another organization that got me that idea.
Okay.
But Mr.
Interesting.
McKenzie, I noticed he's got another whole list of new people and new faces. So it's growing.
Yeah, since he started, I know he done did almost 100-something interviews with books and stuff,
Yes.
Yeah, so he like I say, it's growing, and he and I got some ideas about really launching some things about books nationwide, so.
Yes.
All right, then I'll be
Okay.
talking to y'all. Okay.
Y'all have a good night and thank you for getting me caught up on what I had missed earlier. I appreciate that. I'm glad I got on, even though I was so late.
All right, you already explained that you're going, be a little late.
Yes.
All right, y'all, take care now.